Oh, YouTube, man, we got our first ever video on Madden 26. I'm kind of late. I'm not gonna lie, this game has some bugs, but the game's only been out for literally like 4 hours, so I'm not really gonna be like, what I'm saying, too judgmental. We are starting our Denver Broncos franchise. Hopefully, all boys are excited. Ignore the bed. I'm going through a whole bunch of shit in my drawers, like just organizing this shit. But with that being said, I was supposed to get a haircut today. Barber ended up not cutting my hair for reasons because he was busy with work shit. I did get a new microphone. Hopefully the words sound better. They say like when I pronounce words with P like or with B like Broncos or with P like pistachios, it should sound better because the I forgot what they called the thing I have on my mic. But yeah, so hopefully the audio comes out better. Hopefully it sounds better. I've not, tried this new microphone. But with that being said, we are going to get into our Madden 26 franchise mode. Y'all already know what team I'm going to pick because y'all seen the title and all that shit. But I'll see y'all boys there. Yeah. Yo, like I said, guys, we are doing a Denver Broncos series, bro. Obviously, my Broncos, I feel like it would be more enjoyable for the Broncos, bro. As you guys can see, it ranks our statistics, pass, defense, all that. We're there. 4 hitters, which is mostly our rookies. We have an X Factor PS2. 2 superstars, which is Quinn Miners and Evan Ingram, and then stars and normals. We have about 15 million in salary cap. As far as being the Broncos, you guys see the shirt. Y'all knew what shit I was going to be. For coaching, though, it says for basically, like, similar to Andy Reid, I want to be a developmental wizard because I do want to be able to build players from the ground up. With that being said, I am going to customize my coach, guys. Like I said, I'm going to create a playbook. We're going to have our own little shenanigans. I'm going to cut to it when we're done creating our coach. I'm going to run through the roster and players that I might want to move on from, might want to acquire players at that position, and then we'll obviously get into it. But I'm going to create my coach real quick, guys. Hopefully the mic sounds better. I'm going to look for a better webcam. And I want to get might set up my green screen again so y'all don't see the background behind me. But I'm going to create my coach, guys. I'll be right back, bruh. Yee. So I just made our coach. I'm going to run through the league settings in a second. I'm going to start preseason. I'm about to go shoot my dog because she won't shut the fuck up. I'll be right back when I fix it. All right, guys. Here we are. We're looking at the team, bro. Obviously, we're going to keep Bo Nix, bro. Quarterback of the future. As far as for St. Ellinger goes, we're going to obviously sign a third-string quarterback. My goal is to cut all these old players that aren't really, like, useful. Like, we do have injuries on, if I'm being honest. I did keep injuries on. The slider's on like 10. I tuned it down a little bit because, injuries are kind of broken in this game. I did turn wear and tear off. I know wear and tear is a realistic feature, bro, but the way Madden did it this year in my like sim experience and just like trying it out before we created this league, it was run pretty bad. Wear and tear, you get wear and tear before you even do a drill. So with that being said, guys, I am going to basically cut players. We're not really going to use many running backs. We're going to try to keep these running backs to like 3 or 4. I'm definitely going to try to probably trade like Jaleel McLaughlin, if I'm being honest with you guys, just because I don't think we're going to obviously use him with us having J.K. Dobbins. We have obviously a Harvey who's going to be our starting running back who's 24. Interesting. Okay, I thought he was younger than that. But either or, Jaleel McLaughlin's kind of like the odd man out in this rotation. So I'm going to look at trade him. If I could get like a potential draft pick, then that would be pretty cool. I think the Broncos might even release him or trade him this year, which kind of is honestly interesting. So as far as fullback goes, we'll keep him. As far as receiver goes, you guys could kind of see I'm going to kind of similar game plan right here. Michael Bambi, we're not going to use him. He's a 65 or 27, and he's kind of taking up a little pretty penny on the contract. So I'm going to release him and do the same thing right there. We just don't have a roster spot for him. We have to cut a lot of players. As far as Pat Bryant goes, he is a hidden star receiver, if I'm not mistaken. He is 6'2", I believe, and he has 85 speed at receiver. 85 speed at receiver is honestly egregious. I know he ran a really slow 40. So I'm going to do some Fugazi stuff. I'm going to use him as a tight end. I don't really care. If it's cheese, I'll obviously fix it, but I'm moving into a tight end because obviously I want to be able to use all these rookies. Maybe he could be our long-term tight end after like a player like Evan Ingram. Like either we trade him, retire, or however that goes, release him for cap reasons. He could be maybe our tight end number 2. I'm going to keep our receivers as is right here. We might look to make a move for another receiver. As you guys can see, Pat Bryant's a pretty good tight end. As far as these tight end goes, Lucas Kroll, he's honestly a really good player. But being a 60 overall, making $3 million, might as well just release him. Plus, we have to release like 30 players anyway. So, unfortunately for him, he is a roster cut. I wish I could mass release players at the same time, because I would release these 3 tight ends. Even though I know this guy was a rookie for us. I think he was a 7th round pick. He's a former basketball player. He's 6'7". I'm honestly gonna keep him for the meme. 6'7". Like, I don't know why I said that. It was disgusting. I'm gonna look to maybe trade Trotman too, but Atkins and Kroll are gonna go because we don't need 4 tight ends who are in the 60 overall. So with that being said, we are going to do that. You feel me? We are going to get rid of Atkins because, once again, like I said, he's a 60 overall. For the offensive linemen, I don't think I'm going to release most of them unless they're like high 59 overall, low 60s. Then I'll release them because that's like, we don't really need them if we're being honest with you. So with that being said, we will look to remove. There we go. We already know Evan Ingram's a superstar. We'll worry about all the abilities on our team later because, yeah, as far as Trotman, I'm going to try him. Like this guy, Frank Crump, he might be a dog in real life, but as a 63 overall third stringer, like in Madden, yeah, he might be useful, but in real life, we're not going to, let's be honest, we're not going to use him. So as far as left guard goes, pretty much the same thing I said about Crumb. But this guy right here, he could be a good player IRL, but in Madden, a 60 overall third string backup lineman, you really don't need them for real. As far as center goes, keep a backup center. I am going to make a depth chart change right here. Sherman, I am going to obviously release because he's a 59 overall, about to be 27. Honestly, I have no purpose for him as well. That's like let's be for real. As far as Quinn Miners go, I'm actually gonna move him to right tackle once he gets becomes a better player because he is a superstar. As you guys are gonna see when this game finally loads, he's a superstar. So when he becomes a better pass protector, I think it's 90 he needs. He could get edge threat, so he'll be a really good tackle for us, even though he plays. And as far as our left end goes, Cooper might be another person I try to trade. That is a big contract for him when I'm gonna be trying to probably build up Jonah Ellis and others. Nick Bonito, a dog, Tillman. We might keep for depth. We definitely need to get some more depth on this team. I know it's kind of backwards because I'm you feel me, releasing players when I'm saying I need depth, but we have to release players anyways. I want better depth than the depth we have. As far as the Broncos go, they got D tackles for days. I'm only gonna try to keep like 2 or 3 of these guys, maybe 4 max. I know I want to keep the rookie we have because I believe he is a hidden. We're gonna get rid of this gambling addict. We already have one gambling addict on the team, which is the head coach, me. So yeah. As far as Savion Jones go, I think he is a star if I'm not mistaken, or a hidden, which is he's a hidden star because he was a 4th round pick. There's no way he's anything better. So we will look to keep him. As far as Henderson and Jackson go, and Roach go, I'm probably going to look to try to trade Roach. Like I said, guys, we're not going to be using a lot of these players. We're not going to be differentiating defensive packages. We kind of run the same 11 guys majority of the time. And nickel, as far as like 3-4, 4-3, and stuff like that when we create a playbook. Obviously, we'll have some different players in there, but I do want to keep this roster pretty stock for year one. I don't want to make it too unrealistic where we're trading mad people away, but I also want to have that approach like, yo, this is like a rebuild. As far as linebackers go, we are definitely going to have to do the linebackers real quick and acquire some linebackers because we only have like 4 linebackers, 5 linebackers on the roster. So with the linebackers as is, we definitely need better linebackers. I'm going to move him over because we don't have a left outside linebacker. You guys can see we have a lot of will linebackers, but we're going to release 2 of these guys. So we're definitely going to need to pick up some linebackers. As far as DBs go, I like our DB room. We have Moss. We have obviously PS2, Jade Barron. We have, I'm forgetting someone in there. I'm drawing a blank. Jaquan McMillan, guys. And we have Chris Abrams too. We also have Damari Mathis, who's a fast corner, a very physical corner, 97 jumping. As far as our corners go, we might try to maybe get a better cornerback 3, just for depth reasons because those corners are kind of mid. As far as Sam Franklin, 86 speed line or safety. I mean, come on, like let's be for real. Like, what are we gonna honestly do with him? He's 6'3" though, but 29. He's not gonna get any better with this team. It's kind of the same thing for Devon Key. He's a younger player than the player we just released. What was it, Sam Franklin, Sean Franklin, or whatever? So I mean, we probably could have kept him, but you're not really gonna get away with 86 speed in Madden at the DB position. This isn't like college football, and pretty much the same thing for Keldron Smith, who's been a baller in preseason last year. Last preseason, he had like 2 fumbles and like 2 picks. So he was really good for us in the preseason last year. He didn't really see much reps in the regular season. So as you guys can see, we could go look at free agency. We do have 54 players. So we will have to release someone real quick. I don't know who we could release. I'm trying to see where we can look to make a trade. I will look to see what's on the trade block. I do want to, like I said, I don't want to go crazy and trade for like Travis Hunter. I do want to, like, once again, keep it realistic. So we can go see what's on the trade block, see if we can find maybe a good backup 3rd-string quarterback, because we do need a backup quarterback. So we will be looking for that too. See what we could cook up. Alright guys, so the backup quarterback I'm going to trade for from the Packers, I'm going to look to trade probably for Will Levis, Malik Willis, because he is a good player. I might try to move on from Vele, see if they'll do that straight up. Let's see if they'll do it straight up. I probably got scanned right there, but hey, we'll do that. We basically trade a receiver that's too slow for us to actually use for a backup quarterback when we use option plays. Obviously, Bo Nix has his own ability to like scramble and stuff, but having that backup quarterback that is kind of younger, honestly, I'd rather have that than our boy Jarrett Stidham. As far as running back goes, we really don't need a running back. Receiver goes, we could look for a good receiver. I doubt any receiver good in here. I think Turpin has 97 speed, so him being 29 with 97 speed is crazy. John Mechie, Keyshawn Booty is available. There's actually some solid receivers. Trey Palmer, Mingo, Hyatt is actually pretty interesting. Jacob Cowig is pretty interesting. There's a lot of good receivers here. Malik Washington. Tez Walker is a good one. Yeah, they got the freaky fella Christian Wilkins at free agency, y'all. I might honestly sign him to trade and maybe do like a sign and trade. Call this the NBA. We might be able to get some good value out of a player like Christian Wilkins. You might be able to finesse the computer. We will sign Christian Wilkins to see if we could get something good out of him. As far as for players go, I don't think there's going to be a lot of talent right here in free agency. We didn't trade. We did trade for a quarterback. I was looking for speeding quarterbacks. Max Duggan is still a free agent. I'm kind of... Traylon Burks is an interesting player. I will sign Traylon Burks because he was a former first-round pick. He was actually traded for... I almost said AJ Green. Who was he traded for? No, not Hollywood Brown. AJ Brown. He was traded for AJ Brown, which is honestly insane. As far as receiver goes, I don't think there's many talented receivers. Gabe Davis is still a free agent. I was expecting him to sign to a team. 95 Tyler Harrell's available. I don't think I'm going to sign any of these burners, which I usually do. I kind of want to switch it up. Noah Fant is an interesting option. He's still young. I would love to see him return to Denver. I will actually sign him for maybe a backup tight end role. With us looking to trade Trotman, I think that would be an interesting move. We will try to sign Noah Fant. We do have no cap, so we are going to try to make some cap situation moves. I'm going to see if I can get a third round from the Texans, maybe for John Franklin Myers and Jaleel, just a depth running back, even though they have Nick Chubb. And obviously players like Joe Mixon, who are both abilities in Madden, so honestly that's interesting for them. As far as receiver go, I'm going to try to move Traylon Burks in a trade with maybe like Christian Wilkins and maybe like some other pieces for maybe like a player like Terry McLaurin. If I'm able to get Terry McLaurin, I think that would be a really interesting move with him. Obviously Mims, Franklin, and Sutton. That would be a pretty good receiver room. Obviously a really good receiver room if we're being honest. I'm going to see if I can make a move for Terry McLaurin because he did request a trade. I was going to do a crazy trade for Micah Parsons, but I honestly just don't think that will honestly be worth it because I think that would be a headache to give up a lot of assets for him. So we're about to see if I can make a move for maybe Terry McLaurin, see if we're able to get something to cook here. I might try to give him 2 young pieces on the D end. And they're only really interested in Christian Wilkins. Terry McLaurin is 29, but he's a 94 overall. We'll see what happens if... I'm trying to see, is this worth it? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do this or do I want to get younger? Terry McLaurin is like 96 feet. He'll be a really good receiver for us. Look, we're trying to see. Okay, it would put them over the salary. It would put us over the salary cap. I can't do it, y'all. I can't do it. We're going to try to send him over there. Maybe this will... Can we get like a first-round pick from a team that needs a D tackle? Right now, guys, we're going to look for a team... The Cowboys need a D tackle. What if we do trade for Micah Parsons? I feel like I gotta give up way more. They need a safety. What if it's Christian Wilkins in the third for Micah Parsons? It's halfway. Do we do the big mega trade for Micah Parsons? Ooh, this would be really interesting. We do need to give up something else. What if we do a player like Jonathan Cooper? Okay, hold on, guys. I might try to cook up something real here, and this will be one of our few trades this year. All right, guys. This is my only offer. This is my final offer. They don't accept this. I'm not doing. It's so close, guys. If I give up another first, it probably gets it done. Do I give up another first for Micah Parsons? Do I do it? Do I give up another first? All right, we'll try something. Listen, this is our final offer. If this doesn't go through, which I don't think it will, we won't do it. Fuck. What about like a next year 2? I can give up 2 ones. And such. Oh my god, we're so close to getting Micah Parsons, guys. I can't do it. I couldn't do it. That's so tough. I wanted to. I tried to make it work. I don't think any other teams were really interested in Christian Wilkins. Falcons have over here. I'm trying to trade for players who are realistically on the trade block. Like Micah Parsons obviously requested a trade, so it made sense. Obviously, Kyle Pitts would be interesting though. Kyle Pitts, he's young. He's from Florida. What if we give him Noah Fant we've run a 2 tight end set with Evan Ingram. He could learn behind Evan Ingram. What if we do this? And then we get their second. This would put them $4 million over the cap. They would have -1 million. We would have to get like a linebacker, a cheap linebacker on their team to make this work. Let me see. I want to keep it realistic. I'm not going to trade for any of the rookies. Divine Diablo, he's usually fast. Troy Anderson's the player who didn't work out. Would this work? Would this get it done? No. We need something more. What about Diablo? Oh my god, we just traded for Kyle Pitts and we got their 2nd round pick for Christian Wilkins. I like that move. We get younger, we get another tight end. Now we're able to probably trade Noah Fant. We could probably move Pat Bryant actually back to receiver. So scratch what I said. We could use him in like a red zone situations because marching down the field with him won't really work. We do get a young Florida player, which is obviously a player I'm a huge fan of. We could honestly, then we move on from Traylon Burks. Let's see if there's anyone else we can move on from. I'm trying to think of how our D-line room would look. I want to see if we can move on from Malcolm Roach. See if anyone are interested in these 3 players. Who was that? Was that the Falcons are interested now in Noah Fant? We could try to like. I'm just trying to keep it realistic because the players we've tried to trade for have all been players who have been on the trade block at least once this year. Any other teams interested in Noah Fant? Let's see. The Seahawks and then the Noah Fant return. Let's see what we could cook up. I'm not trading for any rookies, guys. I'm going to keep it realistic. They got that boy Jalen Railroad. He looks like he's going to be a dog. They got my boy. I'm ready right now. Can we get a current 2nd rounder for these players? What we do? We're just building up on picks. We have our tight end 1, 2, and 3. We have 4 tight ends. We can move Pat Bryant back to receiver. I don't think there's any other players we need to trade. We could try to get a depth linebacker maybe like week 1. We'll move Pat Bryant back to actual receiver because we have a spot for him now with us being able to get Kyle Pitts as probably our franchise tight end, hopefully. Hopefully we can make Kyle Pitts what he was worth or what he thought he was going to be in Atlanta when he was drafted. Let's see what this message is. Hey coach, what I talk about? Excuse me. Our players want to start taking over the wear and tear. That wear will cause their health to diminish. Attributes may be affected and injuries more likely to occur. Okay. We already kind of knew this because college football. Alright guys, so we just did the drills. Alright guys, I think I want to upgrade his run stopper because if we ever want to move him to outside linebacker, we could play edge rusher. So we will do that. We'll move him to. We're gonna upgrade his run stopper, guys. Guys, I can go. I forgot how hard it is to start these things. I think I want to add. What should I upgrade for his abilities or traits? I'm thinking I'm gonna add. What does Shobo do? Nah, I'm gonna do big hitter. I want him to be able to force big hits. So with that being said, we have a lot more upgrades, guys. We're for Nick Benito. I think I'm just gonna do speed rush just because if he becomes a physical threat, a physical edge rusher, and we're able to get like abilities, we could obviously turn him into a really good edge rusher. So as far as Bo Nix goes, great, strong arm. He already has decent speed and throwing accuracy, so if we could get more throw power, that'd be pretty sick. I don't know if we're able to get speed upgrades and throw power upgrades this year because last year you weren't able to unless you had the coach bracket. So as far as Jade Barron goes, we're going to do man-to-man and press because those are his lowest attributes I looked. His press is like 72, his man is like 74. So we will be upgrading man coverage and press because obviously we want him to be a better man corner. As far as RJ Harvey goes, guys, we're just going to upgrade his speed back, I think, elusive back. Because as far as the other player like Divine Diablo and the fucking backup offensive lineman, I'm not really worried about upgrading. If we're able to get speed upgrades, that should be cool. I don't think we're going to be able to. Alright, guys, so we unlocked play sheet. I simmed. I guess we lost to the 49ers in the preseason week 1. I'm just going to sim each week and do these drills. I turned off injuries for the preseason just because I don't want a player to get injured when we're, like, you know what I'm saying, not playing. Because what if Bo Nix plays one snap and gets injured? I feel like that would ruin the whole, like, season. You get what I'm saying? So I did turn injuries off for this preseason. But when we get back to week 1, we will play. PS2 is about to be a 99 overall. Should have been a 99 overall as far as since the game came out. But we don't have many players to upgrade right here. Don't really care about those guys. Most of those guys might not make the final 53-man roster, if I'm being honest. As far as weekly strategy goes, once again, guys, we were going to do the weekly strategy. I want to unlock that ability where you could have more focus players. I got to figure out where that is. This play sheet stuff, I definitely got to get used to it because this play sheet stuff is definitely complicated. But as far as head coach goes, guys, I'm going to look to figure out how to get more coach strategies because I do want to be able to have more focus players. I am going to look for that, guys. As far as player development, we will look for be able to have more focus players. Alright, guys, we got some more upgrades for 2 players that we care about. Actually, I guess you could say 3. Pat Bryant. I kind of hope there's speed upgrades because, like I said, I know Pat Bryant ran a slow 40, y'all. But, bro, 85 speed really in Madden is, like, unusable as a receiver. Unless he's running, like, a short drag or, like, maybe, like, a route in the end zone. But 85 speed is really brutal, especially with him only being 6'2". It would be different if he was, like, 6'6", 6'5". I'm not saying the thing. I'm not saying it. 6'7". I'm not saying it. But, look, the only thing it kind of matters is if he's a shorter or a bigger receiver. I said Vernon Davis, guys. I used to play college football Ultimate Team a lot. Vertical threat for Kyle Pitts. He's an 80 overall, guys. I'm thinking turning the trade deadline, if we're having like a rough first year as the Broncos, or maybe Kyle Pitts is just having like a good breakout. He's already like an 83, 84 at 25. I might try to trade Evan Ingram. I know that's not realistic because the Broncos kind of spent a lot of money on him. But like if we get Kyle Pitts, he's kind of quick. And I made ourselves a little bigger because these player upgrades here really don't matter. Pat Bryant, I'm just gonna keep upgrading his deep threat. With him, like I said, being 85 speed, that shit is gonna be really brutal. Like, I don't know where we're going to be able to use him, but I'm going to try to use Pat Bryant. I might have to, like, figure out another thing. As far as the preseason go, we are going to sim 1 week. We're 0-2. Haven't played any preseason games. I've just been simming because who truly is going to play a preseason game? Not I. I'm not doing that if I'm being honest with you, bro. No new unlocks yet. It's fine. As far as Coach Central, we already cut our roster under 53. You guys can see we have the 200 upgrade points for our coach. We will use that at the end of this little like simulation shit, whatever, simulating. As you guys can see, we're gonna keep it on we're gonna do a realistic draft class this year. Hopefully someone does do a draft class. We'll do scouts, weekly strategy, all this in episode that would be episode 2. As far as coach points go, I was looking for the ability to be able to buy there's an ability I was looking for basically where you could basically like get more focus players. I think you have to be, I forgot what it's called. I gotta figure out how you gotta do. You gotta purchase it for 40. Big bag. That's kind of funny. Big bag. Safety first. I'm looking for. It's like study hall or something. I think it's in personnel. Trimmed edges. Fit finder. Shield finder. Not really worried about that. Shreddables. Not worried about that. Angry runner. I'm trying to see. Is there a way to filter these? I'm still trying to figure this all out. Player development. Here we go. We're not really worried about that one. Practitioner. What is this one? After school tutor. How do I get this? Oh, I could just buy it right away. Okay, so we now got after school tutor. So we should be able to upgrade this to. But I want to upgrade this counselor one first. Because you guys can see if we get 200 rushing yards in game, which we will try to get. You guys can see we have a bonus, like a chance of getting a dev up in training. We will do the tutor one. Because also I do want to have more tutors. So we have more focus players. So there we go. We got both of these on blue now. We should have more focused players. As far as other upgrades we could do, I want to max out our player development for sure and scouting, because I think that would be sick. As far as injury go, we could do that too. Generous buffers, QBs. We don't really care about QBs, to be honest. Buffer, maybe like something like a receiver, or we'll do corner. I think corner would be pretty cool. We have 10 upgrade points. I don't know if we're able to upgrade any of these. 2 leather range stock. We'll just upgrade our corner buffs. Oh, we can't even do that yet. I don't think any of these we could do yet. Okay, so that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. As far as coach stuff goes, guys, once again, I'm really excited for this year. This should be an interesting thought process on how we build this team, guys. We will go look at free agency real quick, because that should be pretty interesting if I'm not mistaken. Once again, guys, the whole goal of this is to be a long-term series as a Broncos fan. As far as free agency goes, it doesn't appear there's no good free agency steals that we could probably build us on. I'm looking at maybe Asante Samuel would be an interesting player. We'll see what's going on with that. We're gonna filter by age. I want to filter by age. I don't care about no old people. Julio went to the Texans. Interesting. It doesn't look like there's not a lot of great players. Shout out to the rapper. Where'd he go? I just seen him. Kadarius Toney. He's the rapper now. Stop playing football to be a rapper. So that being said, guys, we are a level 3 coach. As far as the coaching details go, we went 0-3 in the preseason, which is kind of crazy. As far as that goes, bro, we are a coach of the Broncos. I don't know why I went to that. I don't think there's really much that needs to be said. We'll do all the draft stuff, strategy stuff for week 1 in the next video. I will turn injuries back on. I just didn't want to get an injury during the, like, you feel me, the playoff. Appreciate it, guys. This is pretty much gonna wrap up the video, bro. But with that being said, bro, hopefully y'all are ready for this, man. I'm really excited. I can't wait, bro. Man, this should be a really fun series, bro. Hopefully they did their thing on franchise this year, because you guys know they always are kind of bad with franchise. So once again, hopefully they're able to lock in and do a good franchise, bro. Yeah, I'll catch y'all boys there. You feel me?